Hi, Sister A here with another Sister A video, step by step to help you on your way. Alright, so this is for the setup software that's used in the course lesson for week 1. Alright, setting up software. Before you do this or any other assignment, always look through, read the instructions so that you'll understand what to do before you begin doing it. Don't just start at step 1. Read through first. Before we get going on the main piece of software, there's also 2 down at the bottom that you need to work with. The only one you have to pre-install is Mockups, and well, it's actually mockup.com, and you need to create an account, a free one, and then these instructions tell you how to get an education advantage account so that you can have more. It's like a premium account for free. So if you send a letter, an email to Mockup after you get your free account, tell them that you just opened an account, tell them the account name, send it with your BYU Idaho email, it must be that one, and they will let you have a free account to use while you're a student here. As long as you're a student at BYU, you can use it. Okay, so come back up to the top with me. It really doesn't take very long to set up your software at all. And it's telling you that we're going to be using a free service called glitch.com. I think a glitch is making a mistake, but it's kind of a pretty cool one-stop shop. It becomes a text editor for you. It allows you to view what you are doing, and it posts it on a free internet. So you don't have to purchase anything. You just need to make sure that you sign up free. All right, so it tells you what you're going to do is go to Glitch, and you're going to sign in with either GitHub or Facebook right here. Now, I like using GitHub because I have other things that I do on GitHub, but some people might not have that. Pardon me, I'm sorry about that. You can use Facebook if you don't have a GitHub. You'd have to sign up to GitHub first if you have an account, if you do not have an account with them, before you can sign on with GitHub. But anyway, that's the way I'm going to do it. Either way, it gets you to the same spot. All right, as you can see, my pictures here, I have done this before. So mine is telling me to resume coding. You'll have to begin by first, you'll get this one, create a website, or excuse me, start a new project. And then once you're in the project, create a website. I suggest before you get going on that, even though it's not in the instructions, when you click on this little down arrow, go to your profile and add your picture so that when it's brought up, you'll know it's yours. And you'll know you're signed into the right account by seeing that picture. Also, you're going to share your edit version with me each week, and so that's how I'm going to be able to grade it and help you with any like major errors that you might have made. It helps me if your picture's there. Alrighty. So anyway, it's wanting me to click on resume coding. You'll get that the second time you come back here. Now right now this is another student from last term, so I'm going to have to go up here and do this same step up here. I'm going to do a new project. I'm going to click one. These are possible ones to pick. And I'm going to click the bottom one. It's got a simpler README file. They named this, curiously enough, Obsidian Plain. So up here where it's got a weird name, I'm going to click. I'm going to wait till it comes up. There we go. You're going to get like a style sheet, a JavaScript sheet, and an index.html, which is cool because that's what we need. You also have an asset folder. Now, I want to change the name, so I'm going to click up here and click on that, and then back this up, and I'm going to call it SisterA WDD100. Block. All right, you can name yours whatever, but I suggest somewhere in the name, put a part of your name so that it helps me and it helps you know that you're right in the right thing. A dope project that does tropical things. Well, that's kind of a silly secondary title. So I can say a test file for WDD100 block class. So now I've personalized it, as you can see. You can also change the picture. I can give it a random picture, or I can upload an image. I'm just going to pick one that I like for now. I like that one. All right, and then we're going to come down here, and we're down here to instruction number 3. Now, instruction 3 says it's a random project that it chose for us, and we changed the name. We already did that. The list is in there. It's got index.html right there, and that's going to be the name of your home page. The browser always looks for index.html. You must have .html or .css or .js. We're not using JavaScript though, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I click on the arrow and then go delete. So now I just have these two. And you have an asset folder where you'll drag images in that you might want to use. All right, so we're going to come back down here, and in the index.html file right now, if I click on show live, this is what is in there right now. And I'm going to go back. You'll be going back and forth. Here's the view page. Here's the code page. So you'll be using those two. So I'm going to go back to the coding page here. And then it gives you, in step 4, it says to copy and paste all of this. Copy. And replace what is here with that. All right, and so now on the page, it's really not going to show anything that except for these two items here, home and about me, and those are going to be links. Now, you think, well, it should say hello because that's up here in the title. Nothing that is above body will show on your page. Everything that is body and below will show. So if we go again over here to the show live page, here's what it has. I'm going to go back to the other page. All right, now it says it's not really making a lot of sense yet, but that's okay. We're going to now have it make a little bit more sense. We're going to, it says we're going to go up here and change the glitch settings. If you look, here's my picture. I have user options, and here's the fish where I have these options. These are kind of cool because you can do some keyboard shortcuts if you're pretty good at it and things like that. And go to other search for other projects that other people have done. But we're going to deal right now in the user options, which is here by my picture. And you can change the theme so it has a dark look to it, or you can keep it daytime. I'm going to do dark. I like the dark. It kind of is a little easier on my eyes. It tells you to click off this check mark for refresh app on changes and leave this one wrap text turned on. Personally, I like it to update, so I'm going to leave in refresh. That's your choice. You can do either one. That way, any change I make, it's going to automatically update what I see. All right, so now we've gone through all the instructions for this. Tells you go to this getting to know you activity for the rest of the instructions and requirements for it. So I'm going to click here, and we've got an About Me page that we are now going to go through. Of course, this one, if you click here, it's going to take you just through software setup. We've already set up the software, so you don't have to click that one. Down here, it's got a few things that you should familiarize yourself about. Some of the terms that we use. Click on these and take a few minutes to go through them. It's like, what is HTML? And go back to the page. Elements tells you what elements are, and so on. So you familiarize yourself with those terms. All right, going now to step 3. It says, let's write some HTML. The introduction to HTML link above contained a nice starting point, but below you can find the same thing. It tells you to log in, create a new file. Well, we've already done that. So now it's I'm going to take a pause here. Hold on. Alrighty then. Sorry for the pause. Had to use a biological break. All right, it's going into telling you a continuation. It says there's a variety of headlines, H1 through H6, and they can be used to establish sizing. H1 does not mean it's the first headline on the page. All of your headlines on any page can be H1. It's the sizing. It changes the sizing. H1 being the largest, H6 being the smallest. And so it's just showing you that in this. This is not what we're going to put on the page. Yeah. Now we're going to go back to our page, and we're going to, it says, let visitors know your page is about. We're going to add a larger headline to advertise. So we're going to use an H1 down here in the body, or up here in the title. Let's fix that. It's wanting us to change it from hello and put all about me. It's okay to put capital letters and spaces in that. It's what's going to show. Now, notice that was up here in the head, the title. And down here, in the body, it's wanting us to put these items. So you can type them in, or a smarter move is to copy them and paste them. But make sure you do it in the body, in between the two bodies, and after this navigation. So I'm going to put a couple spaces here, and I'm going to paste that. All right, so now you're going to fill in that. You're going to leave about me. You're going to put in your first name and your last name. So I'm going to highlight this, leave the quotation marks. Now notice Adelsperger, that's the reason I go by SisterA, by the way. And my nickname for this class purposes is I'm going to say SisterA. And I always use like a lowercase a, usually, anyway. So now it says all of that and hello world, right? So let's go look at it and see what we've got so far. Now, we have much more typed on this page than we do here. But it takes all of this to get that much. All right, so now it's saying we're going to write a few paragraphs to tell a little bit about yourself. You don't have to reveal anything you don't want to. You should include most of the following information. Your name, maybe a nickname, contact information like an email, because you're going to share this with your fellow students and me. Where are you located? Like I'm in El Paso, Texas. What are some of the things you have as hobbies? What career path or degree are you on? So anyway, you can pick and choose from these or do your own as much as you want to share, and that will go in between these paragraphs. So I'm going to start out a little bit. Howdy. SisterA here. I'm coming from El Paso, Texas. I love to create websites and now wait, notice I got to the end. I did not press return. Never press return at the end of a line while you're typing in a paragraph. Otherwise, it will leave big gaps if you just, like say here, press return. It'll leave a big gap on your finished product just to neaten out your code. So don't do that. All right, so anyway, you'll finish typing out a couple of paragraphs. When you're done with one paragraph, all you have to do is create new P tags and put them underneath here. And like in this one, I have a little bit, you can't copy and paste it, it's a picture. But if I were to have finished this, it would have it be something like this. And it would take the code that looks like this. So anyway, this kind of gives you an idea of how to get that going. Notice we talked about assets and dragging images that you're going to use in there. So I'm going to put a picture of myself, well, the comical myself. And all you have to do is drag this onto here and drop it. Oh, except that's an icon. Never mind. I'm going to do a clipart me. I made an icon of it, so I'm going to get rid of that one. All right, so you drag your picture, put it there, then click off of it. Oops. Okay, get out of the asset folder, go back to the index folder, and pardon my messy desktop. So we did this, dragging and dropping. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do an image line that puts it in on your page. And you're going to put the image in between the H1 about me and your name so that your name is under it. You don't need a lot of spaces because you're not going to see the picture on this page. So you're going to do an image line. Remember, it's image, IMG, space, SRC, equals, and that's like right over here. And you're going to use the quote. Now, I can't do anything except tell it where it's at. So I'm going to go back to my asset page. That's why it's so cool that you have this asset page. It's actually a folder where it keeps your pictures. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click Copy URL. Now, when I go back to here, all I have to do is paste it, put a closing quote, because you got to have, whatever opens, you got to have it closed. And then one space, you're going to go Alt, A-L-T, equals, give it a short name, and I'm going to say my image. Try not to leave spaces and try not to leave it a huge name. And only thing this is going to do is, and then you're going to close the caret, and then that line is finished. Never hit returns. It's automatically going to stop where it allows it to stop on that other line ahead of it, even though it didn't finish filling it out. This alt name is only going to show if there's something wrong with this link. The alt name is going to show saying, hey, my image isn't working. So now, if I go back and I look at my finished page, this is what it looks like. Of course, I did not finish typing in my paragraph. So you're going to have like a picture of you. You're going to have, because these are the things you're going to be graded on, you're going to have a image, your nickname if you have one, 2 or 3, 4 paragraphs of yourself telling some of that information that's in those things, and then you're going to take the, I go back to the code page. Using the code page, there's 2 ways of sending it to me, and this is the way that I want you to do it. You're going to click Share, and you're going to down at the bottom, pick the 3rd one and click Copy. And that's the link. Well, that's the link you'll pick for me. But for this particular one, we just want people to see it because you're going to put this on a discussion board to share it with everybody. And so instead of doing the share that way, you're just going to come to where the wording actually is, because this is what's going out over the internet. And you're going to copy that link up there, and that's what you're going to go to. Let me get it for you. Week 1 discussion board. All right, and then you take that you have saved, that URL for your page, and you click on this Week 1 discussion board. I'll fix that link. And you're going to then paste it in here. You have to start a new thread, and you say about me or something else, and then maybe put your name. And click the link, and then that way people can, and you can make sure that it's a link by clicking that, and it is indeed a link that I just put in. And you can tell them to go to a new window. That way it doesn't take them off the discussion board. And that's all there is to that part. I'm going to go back to the About Me, because there's one more part of it that we need to do. And this one's important too. All right, if you haven't already done it. All right, so next it says on step 8, to do what we just did. I thought there was one where it's, oh yeah, step 7. In your iLearn profile, add a picture that has a close-up of your face. And this is the image that others will see when you make comments on the discussion board. And to add a picture of yourself to your iLearn profile, do the following. So what you're going to do is go up here to the top of the page. In the right corner, you're going to go to your profile, and you're going to put your picture here and fill out any information that you want to be seen. And also make sure that you have changed your time zone. That's really important, so that when you turn in things and there's a due date and time, it will synchronize your time zone with Idaho. So make sure you do that. That's really important. So that would be your account settings probably for that time zone. Anyway, it's here. So that's about all there is to it, the About Me. And see you in the next video.